All right, I just wanted to record this video, a brief video about a tool that I developed only yesterday. And I called it the Business Bottleneck Visualizer. Now, I had this idea a very long time ago when I was trying to explain bottlenecks in a business and the effect that it has on the growth of the business, and how a CEO or a business owner or a founder or even a department manager needs to focus specifically on that bottleneck that's slowing down their entire operations. And I wanted to do it in a visual way, but I couldn't really quite figure out how to do it. With a bit of coding, we got there. So I'm still optimizing a few bits and pieces in it, but I've posted it on our website, smartbusinessflow.com/visual. And I'm gonna run through it right now. It's available for anyone to play around with, which is great. And I'm gonna explain to you the step-by-step procedure of how to do it now. So basically the idea again is to lay out the different functions in a business, whether the function of the business is marketing or traffic, sales, onboarding, fulfillment, or delivery, support, nurture. This example is more suited to a service-based business, such as a marketing agency, a HR agency, an accountant, anyone like that. So what I wanted to do in this specific example is to outline the different bottlenecks that this business has, and how that sort of affects the flow of the entire operations on there. So this visualizer is basically you can start to outline the different functions. So if you want to change the function of traffic to marketing, you can do that. Just type it out there, and then you can sort of play around with the percentages, right? So currently I have marketing efficiency at 80%. The more you increase, obviously the bigger the gap becomes, right? And the smaller you sort of increase it, the smaller the gap becomes. So if we go back to the 80% gap efficiency, that's the visual output that we get. So what are the percentages and what is it all about? Now, the aim here is to say how healthy is each function or each department that you have, okay? So I've given some instructions here of how to use this entire visualizer. You basically edit the station names, you input the metrics, you visualize the flow, and you analyze, optimize, and review and adjust. That's it in a bottleneck. You can that's it in a nutshell, and you can go through it in detail. Now, the question is, what are these input metrics and what do they really mean, right? So I've given some more explanation on that, but really the criteria refers to these sort of this is the sort of breakdown to the input metrics criteria, from 0 to 100%. 100 being fully optimized is a great function, great department, everything working well. There isn't much that you can add and improve in this area. To 0% or 20% or anything lower to under 50%, that there's some issues in this function in this department that needs major improvements and you need to fix up. So for example, if you don't have consistent traffic flow coming into your business, then that 80% or goes down all the way to say 20 or 30 or 40, right? But if you have a very consistent flow of traffic or leads or anything like that, then that percentage could be much, much higher. Also, other things that sort of affect the percentage is how systemized are the operations, how clear is it for yourself and the team members to do their work. So we play around with the percentages here, and then we go through this entire function. We go to marketing. In this example, we're going to sales. Sales is not that great. It's at 30% optimized, and we need to increase it much more. Onboarding, fulfillment, support, nurture, and what have you. So based on this example, we can clearly see that we have issues in two areas. We have issues in sales and we have issues in nurture. That tells us that to improve the health of the business, we need to fix up the sales department or sales function and the nurturing function in there, and that will open up other other problems in the future, but will also improve the flow of the business. Okay. The other aspects to consider is fulfilling the work. So for example, if you have an advertising agency or a design agency, actually doing the work for your client, it could also be improved. In this example, we are 30% efficient. People don't really know, the team members don't really know what they're doing, or they are doing it, but it's not very consistent. We're getting a lot of complaints and a few things like that. So we're currently at 30%. If we improve sales and we improve fulfillment, then we go to nurture, and then obviously that improves the entire health of the business. I've given a lot of explanation here on that website. So all you have to do is go smartbusinessflow.com/visual, and you can go through the input criteria. You can go through the default example, and I've given some commentary on that. And I suppose the final thing is, once we outline what problems we have or the different issues that we have, which functions should we fix the most? And I've given some thoughts here, because there isn't a one size fits all. I've given some thoughts or different options that you can follow through, right? So if you have a sales problem, more likely this is the closest function to the money. So if you fix your sales problem, you have more revenue. You have more revenue, you can fix up more things in the business and concentrate on other areas and optimize it. So this is one of the options, which is fixing the function that's closest to the money. The other option that you can have in which area to tackle first once you uncover it is the function that has the most amount of complaints. And these complaints could be from your client. These complaints can be from your team members themselves. Or that could be your own complaint. You're sort of complaining about an area like, for example, accounting or administration. You're sort of frustrated with that the most. That's another option for you to fix the first department. And the other one, the third one, which I recommend to a lot of people, is to fix the lowest hanging fruit. If something can be fixed with a simple checklist, can be fixed with a simple procedure, can be fixed with, getting a VA for 2-3 hours to work on something each week, then that's usually the best way for you to start. Okay, because ultimately, when we visualize these problems and we uncover these problems and we fix one, that doesn't mean that everything's going to be, magically awesome in the business. It will be improved significantly, but you're going to have a continuous iteration of reviewing things in the business, okay, and improving it in the same time, fixing it. And as you grow your business, if you want to decide to grow your business or double it, you're gonna have different issues at different scales. So if you have 10 clients, it's gonna be completely different than you have 100 clients. So if I've unblocked my marketing and I've unblocked my sales, say for example it's 80%, fulfillment is going to be a big issue. You're going to have a lot of complaints from your clients. Okay, so that will be the next bottleneck for you to address in the business. Okay, or you might do it the other way around. You might fix the fulfillment. Okay. You might fix your fulfillment first and open up all the way to 100%, but your sales are slowing down the business. Okay, so what I'm trying to say here is that fixing these problems is not, you don't do it once. You're always iterating and you're always doing these visualizations or these reviews on a very regular basis, whether it's a weekly basis or a monthly basis. We usually recommend a monthly to a quarterly. By bare minimum, every 6 months you review the different functions and you try to address it from time to time. This is the function of what a CEO should be doing, especially a COO, which is an operational manager. And also this is the function of anyone that wants to lead these businesses. So have a look at this visual tool. Give me some feedback if you have any. And play around with it, and I'm certain that you'll find some benefit from it. All right, peace out. Thank you.